What if I told you there's a car sitting in someone's garage right now worth more than most people's houses, and 30 years ago, you could have bought it for the price of a used pickup truck? Today we're counting down the top 5 vintage cars that are worth an absolute fortune today. Some of these you've seen on the road, some of these you've seen in movies, and some of these you probably had a toy version of as a kid. Let's get into it. Number 5, 1967 Shelby GT 500. We start with the car that made Steve McQueen look cool, which honestly wasn't that hard. But the '67 Shelby GT 500 earned its legendary status on its own. Back in the day, you were looking at around $4,000 off the lot. Today, clean, documented GT 500s are selling anywhere from $150,000 to over $200,000 at auction. What makes it valuable? It's that 428 cubic inch Police Interceptor V8 under the hood, the Carroll Shelby signature on the dash, and the fact that these cars were built in small numbers. The more original the car, original paint, original engine, the more money it commands. If your grandfather had one of these and let it go for $800 in 1983, that's a tough conversation at Thanksgiving. Number 4. 1957 Ferrari 250 GT. Now we step into a different tax bracket entirely. The Ferrari 250 GT is one of those cars where the number of zeros in the price makes you blink twice. In the late 50s, these cars were road cars. Wealthy Europeans were actually driving these to dinner. Today, depending on the variant and provenance, a 250 GT can fetch anywhere from $1 million to well over $5 million at major auctions like RM Sotheby's or Gooding & Company. Ferrari only built a limited number of these, and the ones with racing history, if it was piloted by a famous driver or competed at Le Mans, those numbers go even higher. It's the kind of car where the history of the car is almost more valuable than the car itself. Number 3. 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda. Back to American muscle. And this one stings for Mopar fans who let theirs go. The Hemi Cuda is the holy grail of muscle cars. In 1970, Plymouth stuffed a 426 Hemi engine into the Barracuda body, and only 652 of them were built with the convertible option. That rarity is everything. Values on these have been climbing for decades. Convertible Hemi Cudas have sold at auction for $3 million to over $4 million. Even the hardtop versions with the right options and documentation are pushing 7 figures. The crazy part? People were street racing these things in the 70s. They had no idea what they were sitting on. Number 2. 1963 Aston Martin DB5. You already know this car. You've seen it in 7 James Bond films. But even without 007 behind the wheel, the DB5 is one of the most desirable British sports cars ever made. Aston Martin only built 1,059 DB5s between 1963 and 1965. The combination of its hand-built aluminum body, the 4.0-liter straight-six engine, and its cultural footprint make it impossible to ignore. Today, a well-maintained original DB5 goes for anywhere from $800,000 to well over $1.5 million. Bond-connected cars, the ones actually used in film production, are a different conversation entirely. This is the car that turned Aston Martin from a niche British brand into a global icon. That kind of story has a price tag. Number 1. 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona. Number 1 goes to a car that was built for one reason: to go as fast as humanly possible on a NASCAR oval, and somehow became one of the most collectible American cars ever made. The Charger Daytona has that unmistakable nose cone and the towering rear wing. NASCAR mandated that Dodge build at least 500 for public sale to qualify it for racing. They ended up building 503. That's it. At the time, people thought the wing looked ridiculous. Dealers couldn't move them. Some dealers actually cut the wings off to make them easier to sell. Those dealers are deeply regretted by car collectors everywhere. Today, a numbers-matching Charger Daytona in good condition easily commands $500,000 to over $1 million. The ones with original engines, original documentation, and strong provenance push past that. From "nobody wants this thing" to 7 figures. That's the full arc. So there you have it. 5 vintage cars that went from weekend drivers to million-dollar legends. The lesson here isn't just about cars. It's about scarcity, history, and the stories we attach to machines. The rarer it is, the more documented the history, and the more cultural weight behind it, the more it's worth. If you want to see more videos like this, car collections, cinema cars, and vintage vehicles, hit subscribe and drop a comment below. Tell me which of these 5 you'd actually want to drive. I'll see you in the next one.